Prabhupada, does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus he approaches the transcendental destination. The living entity, by accepting his material existence, has become situated differently than his spiritual existence. But if one understands that the Supreme is situated in his Paramatma manifestation everywhere, that is, if one can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in every living thing, does not degrade himself by a destructive mentality, and he therefore gradually advances to spiritual world. The mind is generally addicted to sense gratificatory processes, but when the mind turns to the Supersoul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Nostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Shri Haripri Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Samam Pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthim Ishwaram na hinasyat atmanam yato yati param gatim. One who sees the Supersoul equally present everywhere, in every living being, does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus he approaches the transcendental destination. This is 13th chapter about the nature, the enjoyer and the consciousness. Krishna is telling how to see the things as they are in reality. Means when a person tries to realize himself after understanding what Krishna says, not anybody says, then the soul which is embodying and knowing the nature of the soul to be eternal, even though the body is perishable, then one who sees about the nature of the soul and tries to act in that body, he actually sees as the things are. Means, even though we are bodies, but we are supposed to be detached, and simultaneously we should live in our Swarupa, that is the our original form, as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and always remain subservient. Then, even though he is in so-called material body, he sees the thing as they are. Otherwise, those who are living in the material body for the sake of material body only, or its expansion, then they are not seeing the things as they are. Samam pashyati. Samam means equal vision. Krishna tells in the previous verse that samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinashyati avinashyantam ya pashyati sapashyati. One who sees that Supersoul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies, and who understands that neither the soul nor the Supersoul within the destructible body is ever destroyed, actually says both soul and Supersoul are indestructible, even though the body is destructible. So one who sees about the relationship of the soul and Supersoul and lives according to, through that material body, then he actually lives. Otherwise, others who are living for the sake of sense enjoyment, just for the bodily consumption, then actually they are not seeing as the things are. So in this verse, he says the Supersoul is situated everywhere, even within the living entity and without. Means in every atom, within the atom, without atom, everywhere. And this Supersoul is maintaining the status quo of material existence. When Supersoul withdraws, then everything will collapse. When Supersoul decides to quit the body, he will quit the body. Then the soul will have to quit along with it. Supersoul is existing everywhere, but the body is not going to exist. So Supersoul is non-destructible. So the soul will be forced to get out, even though it doesn't. So the soul must see with the eyes of equanimity in regard to the Supersoul. That is what it is. And when the soul is realizing this fact that he is dependent upon the Supersoul, so how to realize the Supersoul within this lifetime is most important. By performance of devotional service, Supersoul can be realized. We are given chances. Kapil Dev is telling to Devadati about this particular fact in Srimad Bhagavatam, that, my dear mother, if a pujari, by worshipping the deity, fails to see the Supersoul situated in the deity, generally because he fails to see the Supersoul situated in the heart of all the congregation members and doesn't treat them nicely or mistreats them, then he fails. Therefore, a pujari's puja does not reach to the Supreme. If he fails to see the Supersoul situated equal, this is the parameter of development. But it says, my dear mother, for realizing Supersoul, and the deity worship is most efficient method also. To realize the Supersoul, the deity worship is the most efficient method. So therefore, one should not give up deity worship. And when we saw Gornitai, happy dolls, they call it. The name of that is called happy doll. But it's under disguise to those who are not familiar. Actually, Srila Prabhupada told Dhananjaya to start deity making business in Vrindavan, but brass deity. And he said, we will sell to anybody and everybody. And we will tell them that whatever they have desires, just worship them and it will be fulfilled. Even go to the meat eaters and set up Gaurnitai deity, because they will take all the offenses. Gaurnitai. They are so kind, so merciful. If they can deliver Jagai and Madhai, everybody is Jagai and Madhai. Why not? So that was the whole plan. And there was a lot of correspondence in this regard. And some devotees started, but somehow it didn't work out. And devotees abandoned that. So, Gaurnitai deities must be, set up everywhere and everywhere. I know it is difficult when the prices of metal has increased in India threefold. I sent 16 sets to Fiji about 4 years back. 16 cents. The freight was almost the price of the deities. But each deity, set of deity, was only costing me 900 rupees. So it was about 14,400 rupees for the freight. And it went, and he immediately within 6 months installed all the deities. And he was asking more. I said, wait a minute. Hello. Glory to Prabhupada. Jai Keshava Kalima Lahari. How are you? Yeah, I'm giving a little class here. Half an hour? Good. So, now deity worship is a very important aspect in the life of a devotee. This is Vigraha Seva. Archana and other things are supposed to be accepted by the Vigraha. So it should be performed both according to Agam Shastra and our Bhagavad Vidhi. So generally Murti Puja, that is what we are familiar, it is only done with Agam Shastra Pancharatri ki Vidhi as Karmakand, but there is no Bhagavati Vidhi involved. But here we are given chance to serve the body, and it's called Vigraha of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, say Gaur Nitai. So Prabhupada had an idea that we should spread this, because this will be bringing them to the point of even chanting Hare Krishna. Generally, most of the Indian who have the Hindu background have some kind of deity worship going on, and generally they prefer Laddu Gopal or so. But there is no Anga Seva. Means Lord's limbs are never served. You have to put up a lot of feelings in serving the deity. In the same Astakaliya, means 8 different sections of the day. Every section is 1.5 hours, and in every episode there are different moods cultivated. So the best of the mood and the parental affection is Yashoda Mata. So how she was serving the baby Krishna, that has to be applied. Instead, they simply want to, Lala, eat Makhan Misri, and that's about it. They wouldn't bathe him, they wouldn't take care of him. So this is becoming Murti Puja, where people are simply pouring out their mental sentiments rather than, they go by proper purification of their own, mind, words and activities, and then apply the body to serve the Supreme's body. So unless and until proper purification is there, how are they going to? So there are lots of rules and regulations demanded. And generally every puja, every offering is done with a proper bija mantra accompanying, and one must recite this, because it's through the sound vibration the form of the Lord is going to accept. If it is simply by mind, it doesn't go through. So the pujari in the temple, he should be very well versed about all these facts. And unless and until he learns, how is it going to become a Vigraha Seva? Vigraha, the word Vigraha in Ayurveda means one that can reciprocate the sentient feelings of a devotee. So that tells more about than simply murti. Murti means dead element. Murta means mrityu, mitti, mrita, mritika. That is the soil. So, to tell murti is no good. But vigraha means that particular form of the body that can reciprocate our sentient feelings. So, then we have to purify the sentient feelings rather than becoming sentimental by mind, which is totally uncontrolled. Here it is said, Atmana, Atmaneva Atmana. The mind should be controlled with the intelligence. If the soul is determined, then he will be utilizing his intelligence to control the mind. Then he will be able to see how Supersoul is acting. So soul is engaged by proper consciousness, in other words. And that is very related to understanding the Supreme, who is sitting as Paramatma. So, therefore it is said in this verse that one who sees Supersoul equally present everywhere, in every living being, does not degrade himself. Otherwise, degradation means this is the actual position of soul in subservient mood, that is eternal subservient mood. If it is lesser, then he is called degraded. They say Swarupa Siddhi. In Swarupa Siddhi he must realize Paramatma. Thus Swarupa Siddhi never comes. Everything is so much related, people cannot neglect. People want to simply jump on Raganuga Bhakti and pour out sentiments to Krishna as if they know. No, it is all abhas. It's all mixed hodgepodge. There is no clarity. But here, Bhagavad Gita guides us that necessity first is to purify ourselves so we can understand the Supersoul, how it is situated, how is it acting, how it is maintaining the status quo. So, one understands the nature, but who is the enjoyer, and where consciousness is, trying to repose its attention on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then material nature can become subsided, subdued, and he will be able to realize. He will not be affected by the three modes of material nature, because he is directly approaching the Supersoul, who is transcendental in nature. The soul in this way is not degrading. Otherwise, soul that tends to fall down by influence of three modes of material nature called Maya, then a pujari is not, safeguarding himself against this fall down. Then his puja will not become successful. It will not reach to Krishna. Therefore, by becoming a second initiate, one must develop this vision that try to treat everybody equally, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated as Paramatma equally. Nothing is equal otherwise. An individual soul, even constitutionally, is the same, But because it is filled with so many desires, and individual desire differs to another individual's desire. So therefore, there is no equanimity. Even the tattva is the same, but no equanimity. But Supersoul is equal. He is situated in everyone's heart as Upadrashta Anumanta. He is the witness, Upadrashta. Anumanta means sanctioner also. He allows the living entity certain freedom, just like a dog is on leash, certain freedom, not much, like that. So this is an important lesson. We develop the deity worship, so we can engage fully. Therefore, the size of the deity is also, important. Then, whether we are able to perform Anga Seva, service to the limbs of the body of Lord, put on the outfits, decorate him, massage him, make him sleep, offer him. This is everything comes under the Anga Seva. And Pujari start in a very specific order, even where to start from. Lotus feet. Even if you put the outfit first put on the the cover, the lower part of the body, and then go up. Even we do like that, right? Then even the ornaments start from the ankle bells first and go above. The vision is from bottom to the top, like that. So it has been meticulously done. First offer even arti to the lotus feet. Every item is to be offered at the lotus feet first. So Krishna is teaching how to see the world as it is. That why it is made in the first place, what are the reasons, what is the cause. The cause of everything is Krishna. So cause of all causes means the cause behind the cause is Krishna. And just to see him, he is teaching us how to see the manifested material world. If this photograph is upside down, and you are told to see it upside down photograph in a real way, and Yaha Pashyati Sapashyati, Krishna says, how would you do it? If this photograph, then Yashoda, is carrying Krishna, is other way around, upside down. The head is down, and she's sitting like that. But you are told, okay, see this photograph in a correct way. How would you do? Radharani, how would you do? That is the photograph. It's other way around. But then you are told to see it correctly.
You already seen.
How would you say?
You have to turn around to see it.
You have to go upside down.
Yeah, you have to. Without you becoming upside down, you can't see it. You can't reach it. So whole material world is like that, upside down. And unless and until by detachment and cultivating the knowledge of that, you won't be able to see. Therefore we have to see, cultivate the knowledge and detachment. So Krishna is teaching us Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. And sarvatra mai pashyati. One who sees that I am pervaded as Paramatma everywhere. And sarvam mai pravartati. Everyone is situated within me. If one knows these two things simultaneously, he knows correctly. Is it not inconceivable? It is inconceivable, right? Krishna says, I am pervaded everywhere and everything is in me, situated simultaneously. How it is possible? Radharani, can you understand this? No. Huh? Yeah, but how will you? Yeah. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. Sarvatra means everywhere. Right? Krishna says, one who sees me everywhere and simultaneously sarvatra mai pashyati. Whatever is everywhere is within me.
But if anyone can see Krishna everywhere, so he's seeing Krishna, and so Krishna is everywhere. So everything is in Krishna, because that's everywhere is Krishna, so it's Krishna only.
Yeah, but then this is the absolute truth, and it has to be explained. How?
Just like Yashoda Mother, she opened the mouth of...
That is one example. That's one example. Because she sees within the mouth not only the entire universe, but within the universe sees Krishna also. She is seeing Krishna within Krishna. And everything is also within Krishna. So Krishna is situated everywhere, and everything is situated within Krishna. So, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnada Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Krishna is perfect and complete. From whom everything has emanated is also perfect and complete. Even after producing so many complete and perfect units, he still remains perfect and complete. So Purnam means the complete whole. Complete whole means there is nothing outside of the whole. If Krishna is complete whole, everything that is going to be produced is within him. And nothing outside of Krishna can be produced. But Krishna is expanding himself as Paramatma within, those manifested within him. So therefore, nothing is outside and nothing is inside. Everything is within Krishna. There will be so many units, but they are all within Krishna, because Krishna is complete whole. This big whole. There is nothing outside of him, and everything is produced is within him. So even though they are individual units, yet Krishna is expanding as Paramatma. Another example. This is the body, right? I think as a body, but I'm dwelling in the body. So I'm dwelling within the body, but at the same time, everyone is also individually living inside my body. All the cells are individuals. 33 trillion cells are all individual living entities, and they compose my body. And I'm expressing, this is my body. But this is illusory. We have to quit this body. Krishna doesn't have to quit his wholeness. So therefore, degeneration is not possible in absolute. But in material nature, degeneration is possible. I'm degenerating myself, or disregarding, or I'm demeaning myself. I'm degrading myself. The word is hinastya. It means I'm degrading myself by mind. If my mind is not realizing this, then mind will be acting independently, and either we simply become crazy by mind, uncontrolled mind. Mind does not realize, but mind has to realize. Mind will degrade us. If we do not control the mind, mind will degrade us. Atmanyevahi atmano bandhu bandhureva ripuratmana. If one who has conquered five senses, mind will be controlled. So mind will act as the best of the friend, Radharani. Mind will act as the best of the friend. If one who has not controlled his mind, it will be the worst of his enemy. Ripu means the enemy. So it is very, very important. Otherwise, even the knowledge of the Absolute, the realization does not come unless and until we have controlled the mind. Mind control is so much important. It will not come. But understanding Krishna's, transcendent nature is through chanting. If you chant, you'll understand everything about Krishna. So we will save ourselves from degradation by our wicked mind. If mind is not, controlled, then start beating up early in the morning as soon as you wake up with the shoes, and in the night with the broom, rather running. You better believe. We need a lot of mind control. Keep one shoe and one broom right in the bedroom. So, samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthim ishvaram na hinasyat atmana atmanam tato yati param gati. Only he can, come back to Godhead. Param gatim yati. He can go to the supreme destination, Golok Vrindavan. Otherwise we have to see other Kali Yuga. Oh my God, so much grilling right now in our school studies are so grilling. And say next 25 years after you finish, and somebody say, okay, do all over again. So would you be glad? No. So what will happen if, say, we have to take another birth? Would you go to school? So better make it in such a way that you don't have to come back. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. It's easy to understand. But otherwise, if we don't care, tomorrow we'll do, tomorrow.
So Maharaj, Can the only chanting and deity worship can do it?
Oh yeah. This is the fact that chanting is going to be continuous throughout your existence. So no problem. But in this lifetime, Brahmanical, in second initiation, where deity worship is given, it's very, very important. So it affords such a direct process. By performing deity worship in a proper methodology, we realize the Paramatma feature.
So can that deity worship be done at home as well?
Of course.
So at home we have to do it with all the mantras?
Definitely, we have to do. But you can do with limited upcharas, but do with perfect process. And it should not take much time. Just like, say, for example, if you have morning program, but if it is too tired, do evening program. Either of the two. If you are cooking twice, okay, feed them twice. But morning program is worship and other things will be necessary. So at least one full set of arti should be done, and next, but you grahastha and grahastha life, there is some liberal situations are there, but the principle will remain the same. And the temple, it should be fully accordance to Krishna's, setup. Mother Yashoda did. This setup has to be followed. Prabhupada said to worship one Radha Krishna, you need 14 pujaris per day.
So Maharaj, when we say that means in the temple Krishna, we decorate him like whoever does the puja and all that. I went to this was another devotee, he was teaching how to do the deity worship, and then they used the blue tacks and pens to decorate Krishna. Means, and if we have to think he is a person, I won't like blue tacks on me.
That's a good thing, but you have to devise something also how to stick. Many times we can use the pin, but pin should not be big enough and it should not poke his body.
Bring the message.
So even people put blobs of blue tack on the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, then it becomes jata, because it will stick and stick. So you have to be careful.
And then there was another thing I couldn't understand was, he was saying that when we bathe the deities, it is said that always bathe his feet first, wash his feet first and then go upwards. And he said it's not really necessary. When you are taking shower, do you wash your feet first?
Shank Prakshalan, you have to offer the water. See, this is the system. When we invite them, give them asan first. Then padyam means water in the lotus feet. Then dantakastam, then achmaniyam, then jivaulekhaniyam, achmaniyam, arghyam and achmaniyam, and then natupark and achmaniyam. This is the sequence. It starts with the lotus feet. But if you bathe them, okay, just put a little first, wash the lotus feet and then pour on the head. That is much more methodical. People simply throw away everything, that's this becomes industrial aspect. But deities are deities, they have to be care with so much. But generally, Pujari does half of the puja, then only Abhishekam is to be done, then they will call. Everybody do not have to do that.
No, this is like if you're worshipping, say suppose I've got deities at home, if I'm worshipping him, that's how he was teaching that.
Yes, so Padyam is supposed to be coming first. That is the sequence. It's part of the puja, and you start with the lotus feet.
It's actually there in the deity worship manual.
You do not have to even give, if you give him Abhishekam or Panchagavya, means milk, ghee, yogurt, honey, like that. And you don't have to offer them right at the feet. Of course, the water is already given, so that process has already begun, but you begin with the lotus feet.
So that means if we haven't got deities which we can serve his limbs, so it's really nothing.
Not to worry right now. But this was the important thing that Srila Prabhupada commissioned. And if somebody wants to, make a preliminary approach with happy dolls, fine. But they will not be doing the full deity worship. But somehow or another they are coming, so at least they are telling them to offer prasadam to them. That's about it. You don't need to bathe them. You do not need to dress them. They are already dressed. But if you go to an Indian home, within a month you will see they will put a lot of kumkum on the head and will completely smash out his features. When they want to stick a big flower with the chandan, they will put it and will cover the head even. So they don't treat them like deities. Deities are supposed to be treated. Now, South Indians have so many. The big, every photo will be there. Every murti will be there.
So Maharaj, what's the way of purifying us to do the deity worship?
That deity worship will eventually come when our devotional process is regularized. Then it is given. It will be encouraging. Generally we start with Gaurnita and Prabhupada. Then Radha Krishna will come later on. One should not jump on Radha Krishna. It's very important that this will give us the vision of Paramatma and our practice of seeing Paramatma everywhere. We can't have any grudge with anybody when we start seeing Paramatma.
So that means we can't kill a spider inside. So that means we can't kill a spider inside because Paramatma is inside.
Yeah, there is no fight, nothing.
No, I can't kill a spider or anything.
Yeah, that's also. They are all living entities. Paramatma is there. Even why only living entity? Dead entity too. Because Paramatma is situated in every atom. Within the atom and without atom also. In between two atoms. Otherwise, how they are being suspended and existing? Everything will be turned into dust, heap of atoms. But why are they combined? Why there is, atomic bondage is there? What is there? Shakti of binding atoms. Even a dead atom is highly active, because it has electrons moving around it. What is that movement called? Is it energy Yes. Physics know only ground state energy and elevated energy, but they do not understand this particular thing. They are doing the big experiment and they have to abandon it. Right?
Yeah.
God particle. They were looking for God particle. How many billions of dollars they must have spent just to get a shame, and nothing but shame.
So they will never be able to see God particle. How can they see it?
No, they found it, but in 1959, and that's how Prabhupada wrote Easy Journey to Other Planets, the very first article. They were given Nobel Prize for this, anti-particle theory. There exists because in 1959 they were splitting atom and they were calculating the mass, weight, both of proton and neutron when they split with the electrons. They say something is missing, and it was a constant missing. So they postulated this missing cannot be escaped because everything is here. But what it missing means there exists an anti-particle which is behaving completely opposite than particles. And Prabhupada said, yes, we agree with you. There exists parastasmat tu bhavo anya vyakta vyakta sanatana. There is another nature that is spiritual. It is differently existing from this manifested and unmanifested material nature. Then they postulated, therefore there must be an anti-particular world. And Prabhupada said, yes, we agree too. That is called Vaikuntha. It is 3/4 bigger than ours, particular world. The third proposition said, in given space and time, when these two, particular and anti-particular world, come and collide, there will be total devastation. And Prabhupada said, no, we disagree with this. Because anti-particular world is much more bigger and its nature is never to be annihilated. It's never to be annihilated. It will be ever there. Scientists do not know, they simply theorize. But their theories also, by fluke, come closer. But they can't trap him.
So when Maharaj, they were splitting the atom, something was missing, so
but the mass which is done by the proton and neutrons, this is the mass. So the weighing of the mass
was different.
Was decreasing.
So that means that when you split the atom, the Supersoul goes out of it.
No, it is untrappable. It's untrappable, but it is existing in the particle. Anda antarastha paramanu chayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamam. This Supersoul is sitting in the core of Anda means universe, and paramanu means an atom. So an atom is also as good as universe. Andantara, he is situated in the whole of universe. At the same time, he is also situated within an atom. That is called Paramanu. Paramanu chayantarastham govindamadi purusham. That is an expansion. It is so much. He can become bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest simultaneously. So who can measure him? They can measure the loss of, but where is the loss? The loss is not transformed into energy. Everything is energy, but they can't capture. So this year, and even in 74, 75, they abandoned a similar project in Texas, south of Dallas, about 50 miles. They made a 10-kilometer radius of the super collider, and underground, a big tunnel, 10-mile, circumference. But this time they made 25-kilometer tunnel, superconductor and super magnet and super, and they started bombarding about a month back, and the helium started leaking, and they were afraid it might be a big bang. Come on, get out from here. Big Bang might have created life. This Big Bang can destroy the life rather than create the life. Life comes from life. Krishna is not a Big Bang. He's the person, Supreme Person. He's the life giver. So, and see, they are simply trying to catch God particle. They really term this particular anti-particle as God particle. Because they have some Indian connection. Out of 2,000 scientists who were engaged in this experiment internationally, previously only US was taking the glory because 2 of their scientists got Nobel Prize. So US abandoned. So international scientists got together and they wanted to conduct. Out of them, about 240 scientists were from India. And therefore they say, yeah, we know. Because in the Vedas we have theory of Parmanuvad by Kanad Rishi, who was a disciple of Vyasadeva himself. And he wrote a treatise on atomic theory. And he attributes this thing. So they understood that, well, there is some linkage. So term it God particle, because it is coming from Vedas. So the Indians gave terminology. The missing anti-particle are God particle. So they are trying to capture God.